Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving deep into a truth that many of us overlook: how to recognize when someone wants to use you. In life, relationships can be complex, and while connection is vital, it's crucial to be aware of the intentions behind those connections. It's not just about love and friendship, it's about understanding the motivations that drive people. Let's explore the signs that reveal how a person may want to use you. One of the most telling signs that someone wants to use you is when it feels like they're always after something. Think about it for a second. You have people in your life who seem to only reach out when they need a favor, a shoulder to cry on, or some kind of assistance. And you can almost feel that shift the moment they realize you're a resource. They're all in. But when you need a listening ear or a helping hand, where are they? It's like you're part of a transaction rather than a relationship. Real connections don't work like that. They thrive on mutual support and understanding. You see, if someone is only showing up when there's something in it for them, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate that relationship. Life is not about just being there when it's convenient. If you find that someone only thinks of you when they need something, you have to ask yourself, what do they value? Is it you as a person, or is it what you can provide? And let me tell you, there's a world of difference between being valued for who you are and being valued for what you bring to the table. Think about your time and energy. They're precious resources. You invest them in people who uplift you, who encourage you, who genuinely care about your well-being. So when someone constantly takes from you without giving anything back, it's draining. It leaves you feeling empty, used like a tool for their needs. Don't be afraid to recognize that pattern. When you realize someone only calls when they want something, it's time to set boundaries. You deserve relationships where there's reciprocity, where you're not just a safety net or a go-to person when they hit a rough patch. A real friend, a true companion will be there for you in good times and bad. They'll check in on you without an agenda, celebrate your successes without jealousy, and stand by you when you're down, not just when it serves their purpose. So take a moment to reflect. Look around you and see who's genuinely invested in your life. Recognize the difference between those who want to connect for the sake of connection and those who are just looking to use you for their gain. Life is too short to be surrounded by those who only see you as a means to an end. Choose wisely and remember that you are worth so much more than what someone might want from you. You ever notice how some people seem to have a talent for compliments? They can turn it on like a switch, showering you with praise that feels good, maybe even intoxicating. At first, it can seem genuine, right? Who doesn't love a little affirmation? But here's the kicker: when that flattery becomes a tool, it's a whole different ballgame. Flattery can be a seductive weapon. It can charm you, disarm you, and make you lower your guard. Think about it: when someone fills your ears with sweet words, telling you how amazing you are, how talented or beautiful, it's hard not to feel flattered. You want to believe that they see the best in you. But often behind that beautiful facade lies a much darker intention. When you start to peel back those layers, you can see that the compliments are often strategically placed. They're not just there to uplift you, they're there to set you up for something. Maybe it's a favor they need, a task they want you to handle, or even just to keep you in their corner when they're feeling low. Their intentions become clearer when you realize that the flattery is more about them than it is about you. Have you ever had that moment when someone praises you right before asking for a favor? It's like they're buttering you up to soften the blow of their request. And that's manipulative. Real friends celebrate your achievements and give you genuine feedback, not just what they think you want to hear. They don't need to create an illusion to connect with you. They appreciate you for who you are, flaws and all. This kind of manipulation creates a toxic dynamic. You start to question the authenticity of the compliments. Are they really genuine, or are they just a means to an end? You might find yourself second guessing your worth, wondering if you truly earned that praise or if it was just a tactic to get what they wanted. That's a dangerous place to be. Flattery can also create an imbalance in a relationship. One person feels elevated while the other plays the role of the flatterer, often feeling superior for having the ability to make someone else feel good. This dynamic can lead to feelings of inadequacy, resentment, and distrust. You're left feeling like a puppet on strings, dancing to their tune. So what do? First, become aware of this tactic. When someone pours on the compliments, take a moment to assess the situation. Ask yourself, what do they want? Are they trying to manipulate your emotions to gain something from you? Learn to differentiate between genuine praise and strategic flattery. Surround yourself with people who uplift you because they genuinely believe in you, not because they have an agenda. People who celebrate your successes without the need for strings attached are the ones worth holding on to. In the end, life is too precious to waste on those who only see you as a tool for their ambitions. Recognize the difference and protect your heart from those who flatter to manipulate. You deserve authenticity and respect in every relationship. Let's talk about something that really hits home, how some people treat your time. Time is the one thing we can never get back. It's precious. And yet, so many people act like it's an unlimited resource, especially when it comes to how they regard yours. You know those folks who are always late, cancel plans at the last minute, or expect you to drop everything on a whim. That's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a serious red flag. When someone consistently disregards your time, they're sending a clear message your time isn't valuable to them. They might say they care about you, but actions speak louder than words. If they really valued you, they would show it by respecting your schedule. Think about how you feel when you make plans, invest energy into a relationship, only to have that person blow you off or show up late without a second thought. It stings, doesn't it? It leaves you questioning your worth and the importance of that connection. We all have busy lives. We're juggling work, family, commitments, and dreams. When someone constantly puts their needs ahead of yours, it feels like they're saying, my time matters more than yours. That kind of behavior creates an imbalance, leading to frustration and resentment. You start to feel like an afterthought, and no one wants to feel that way. Now let's get real. Life isn't perfect. We all have things that come up, emergencies happen. But the key is accountability. A person who respects your time will communicate and make an effort to be punctual. They won't just leave you hanging or assume you're okay waiting around for them. They understand that your time is just as valuable as theirs, and they treat it accordingly. When you find yourself constantly accommodating someone who disregards your time, it's essential to set boundaries. It's not about being harsh, it's about standing up for yourself. You deserve relationships where your time is respected. Make it clear that you won't be a placeholder in someone else's life. If they can't honor your schedule, then maybe they're not the right person to have in your corner. The bottom line is that you have to protect your time. Surround yourself with those who value not just your presence, but the effort it takes to make plans work. Look for people who show up on time, who communicate honestly, and who make you feel like your time is a gift, not an obligation. When you surround yourself with those who understand the value of time, you'll find that your relationships deepen, your trust strengthens, and your life becomes infinitely richer. So, don't let anyone take your time for granted. It's one of the most important assets you have. Demand respect, set your boundaries, and never settle for less than you deserve. You are worth the effort it takes to make a relationship flourish. Remember, your time is a reflection of your life, and you deserve to spend it with people who genuinely appreciate it. Let's dive into a powerful truth that can often fly under the radar: guilt. You see, guilt is one of the most potent tools of manipulation that people can wield, and when someone uses it against you, it can feel like a heavy weight pressing down on your shoulders. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt you had to bend to someone's will because they made you feel bad for saying no or for putting yourself first? That's manipulation at its finest. When someone consistently plays the guilt card, they're using your emotions as a weapon. They might say things like, I thought you were my friend, or I can't believe you would leave me hanging. They craft their words to tap into your sense of duty and loyalty, twisting the narrative until you feel like the bad guy for simply wanting to prioritize your own needs. And let me tell you, that's not a friendship, that's an emotional trap. Think about it, genuine relationships thrive on understanding and respect. Friends should be able to express their feelings without making the other person feel guilty for having boundaries. But when someone makes you feel like you owe them something, it puts you in a position where you're constantly second-guessing yourself. You might find yourself agreeing to do things you don't want to do just to avoid that uncomfortable feeling of guilt creeping in. That's toxic, my friends. It creates a cycle where you're always putting someone else's needs ahead of your own. And over time, that leads to resentment. You may start to feel like you're giving everything you have while receiving nothing in return. And that imbalance is not sustainable. You have to recognize that you have the right to say no without feeling bad about it. You don't owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing your own well-being. When you set boundaries, you're not being selfish, you're being responsible. It's about self-care and recognizing that your happiness matters just as much as anyone else's. So how do you deal with someone who uses guilt as a manipulation tactic? First, you have to be aware of it. When you start feeling that familiar pang of guilt, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this person genuinely concerned about my well-being, or are they trying to make me feel small to get their way? Communicate openly. Let them know how their words make you feel. A true friend will listen and understand. If they continue to push that guilt button, it's time to reassess that relationship. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who respect your boundaries, and who celebrate your decisions. Remember, you are not responsible for someone else's happiness, nor are you obligated to carry their burdens. Don't let anyone manipulate your feelings. Stand firm in your choices, recognize your worth, and don't let guilt weigh you down. Your life is yours to live, and you deserve to make choices that honor your own happiness and peace. So let go of that guilt, and don't be afraid to step into your power. You've got this. Let's get real about inconsistency in relationships. It's a red flag that often gets overlooked, but it can reveal so much about a person's true intentions. You ever had someone in your life who just can't seem to make up their mind? One minute they're all in, showing you love and support, and the next they're distant or aloof. That inconsistency can be confusing, frustrating, and downright exhausting. When someone is inconsistent, it leaves you questioning everything. You find yourself asking, what did I do wrong, or why did they pull back? It creates this emotional roller coaster, and trust me, it's not a ride anyone wants to be on. You deserve stability in your relationships, not a whirlwind of uncertainty that leaves you spinning. Think about how it feels when someone showers you with affection, only to ghost you later. You might start to feel like you're playing a game, waiting for the next move, wondering when they'll show up and when they won't. It's draining, and it often leads to doubt. You begin to second guess your own value, your own worth, and that's dangerous. You shouldn't have to chase after someone's attention or affection. Inconsistency is often a sign of deeper issues. It could indicate that the person is emotionally unavailable, or they're juggling too much in their lives to fully commit to any one relationship. They might be dealing with their own struggles, and while that's understandable, it doesn't give them a free pass to treat you like an option rather than a priority. Now, let's not forget the impact this has on you. When you invest your time and energy into someone who can't meet you halfway, it creates a sense of imbalance. You're pouring into them, giving them your heart, but they're not reciprocating. And over time, that leads to feelings of resentment and frustration. You might start to feel like you're the only one who cares, the only one who's trying, and that's a heavy burden to carry. So what do you do when you notice this inconsistency? First, you need to have that honest conversation. Call it out. Let them know how their behavior affects you. A true friend will appreciate your vulnerability and strive to be more consistent in their actions. They'll recognize the importance of being there for you, not just when it's convenient, but when you truly need them. If they can't or won't change, then it's time to reassess your investment. Life is too short to be caught in a cycle of uncertainty. Surround yourself with people who bring stability and support into your life. You deserve relationships where you feel valued, respected, and most importantly, secure. In the end, remember that your time and energy are precious. Don't waste them on someone who can't commit to you wholeheartedly. Life is about connections that lift you up, not those that leave you questioning your worth. Choose wisely, and don't be afraid to step away from those who bring chaos instead of clarity. You have the power to create a life filled with meaningful, consistent relationships that honor who you are. Let's talk about the wall that some people build around themselves, this barrier that keeps them from being truly open and vulnerable. You've seen it, right? They laugh, they joke, they seem like they're enjoying life, but when it comes time to share something real, something personal, they pull back. They avoid it like it's the plague. It's as if they're protecting some fragile secret, and that can be a serious red flag. When someone avoids personal vulnerability, it often means they're guarding their heart, their feelings, and their truth. They want to keep things light and superficial, but here's the problem: real connections require depth. You can't build a strong foundation on small talk and surface level interactions. Relationships thrive on trust, honesty, and the willingness to share both the good and the bad. Now, let's be clear. Everyone has their reasons for keeping certain things to themselves. We all have scars, stories, and past experiences that shape who we are. But when someone continually avoids being vulnerable, it creates a distance that can be difficult to bridge. You might find yourself wanting to support them, wanting to be there for them, but they never let you in. It's frustrating, right? It leaves you feeling like you're in a one-sided relationship where you're pouring your heart out while they keep theirs locked away. And here's the kicker: this avoidance can lead to a cycle of emotional unavailability. You might feel like you're investing your time and energy into a relationship that isn't reciprocated. When someone can't share their struggles or fears, it creates an imbalance. You're left wondering if they trust you, if they even see you as a true friend. You might start to question whether you matter to them or if they're just using you to fill a void. The truth is, vulnerability is what connects us. It's the glue that holds relationships together. When you share your struggles, your failures, your hopes, and your dreams, you invite others to do the same. It's about being real and authentic. You see, the strongest bonds are formed when both people are willing to show their scars and be honest about their journeys. It creates an environment where both individuals can grow, heal, and uplift one another. So what can you do when faced with someone who avoids vulnerability? First, model that behavior yourself. Share your own experiences, your own challenges. Show them that it's okay to open up and be real. Sometimes all it takes is for one person to take that leap of faith to encourage the other to do the same. But if they still refuse to let you in, it's essential to recognize that it may be time to set boundaries. You can't force someone to be vulnerable, and you shouldn't have to carry the weight of their walls. Remember, you deserve relationships where vulnerability is welcomed, where you can share your truth without fear of judgment. Surround yourself with those who are willing to be open, who understand that life is messy and complicated, and that sharing those experiences can be incredibly healing. At the end of the day, life is too short for shallow connections. Seek out those who are willing to dig deep with you, who are unafraid to confront their own struggles, and who will support you as you navigate yours. That's where you'll find the richness of true friendship, and that's where you'll grow. Don't settle for anything less than genuine, authentic connections that nurture your soul and lift you up. You deserve it. Let's dive into a hard truth that can often be overlooked in our relationships: the absence of celebration. You know those moments when you achieve something significant, whether it's a promotion, a personal goal, or just a win that you've been working hard for. You're on top of the world, feeling like you can conquer anything, and you want to share that joy with the people you care about. But then, silence. Crickets. You look around and realize that not a single person is there to celebrate your success. That's a gut punch, isn't it? When someone in your life doesn't celebrate your victories, it's not just about a lack of applause, it's a reflection of something much deeper. It can signal jealousy, insecurity, or simply a lack of investment in your well-being. You see, true friends are your cheerleaders. They're the ones who stand by you, who lift you up when you're flying high, and who are genuinely happy for you. But when someone can't muster the enthusiasm to celebrate your achievements, it raises a serious question about their role in your life. Imagine working tirelessly for months on a project, pouring your heart and soul into it, and when you finally achieve that breakthrough, you share the news, hoping to see their excitement. Instead, they brush it off with a casual that's cool, or worse, change the subject altogether. That lack of enthusiasm can leave you feeling deflated. You might start to wonder if they even care about your journey, about the blood, sweat, and tears you've invested. And here's the thing, if they can't celebrate your successes, they probably won't be there for you in your struggles either. This kind of behavior creates an emotional disconnect. You want to share your highs and lows with someone who truly values your experiences. If you're met with indifference or dismissal, it can lead to feelings of loneliness. You may find yourself withdrawing, questioning your worth, and doubting whether your achievements matter at all. But let me tell you, your success is valid and it deserves to be celebrated. Now, let's be clear, celebrating success doesn't mean you need a grand parade every time you achieve something. It's about the little things, the texts, the calls, the high fives, the genuine smiles of encouragement. It's the acknowledgement that says, I see you and I'm proud of you. When someone is invested in your life, they'll make an effort to share in those moments to lift you up when you shine. So how do you handle someone who doesn't celebrate your victories? First, have that conversation. Express how their lack of enthusiasm makes you feel. Sometimes people don't even realize how their behavior impacts you. If they truly care, they'll be receptive and willing to change. But if they dismiss your feelings or refuse to acknowledge your success, it may be time to reevaluate that relationship. Remember, you deserve to be surrounded by those who celebrate you. Seek out people who genuinely share in your joy, who lift you up when you achieve something, no matter how big or small. Those are the connections that enrich your life, the ones that remind you that you're not alone on this journey. At the end of the day, success is meant to be shared. Don't waste your energy on those who can't celebrate your achievements. Surround yourself with those who believe in you, who champion your dreams, and who will be there to share the victories as well as the struggles. Life is a team sport, and you deserve a winning team that lifts you higher. So go out there, celebrate yourself, and remember that you are worthy of joy, recognition, and all the applause that comes your way. You've earned it. Let's shine a light on a behavior that can really sour relationships, the tendency of some people to take credit for your hard work. You know the type, those who swoop in, ride the coattails of your success, and then have the audacity to act like they were the ones who put in the effort. It's frustrating, infuriating, and downright disrespectful. You pour your heart and soul into something, and when it's time to recognize the contributions, they're the first ones at the podium, soaking up the praise while you're left in the shadows. Now think about how that feels. You've sacrificed time, energy, and perhaps even sleep to bring your vision to life, only to watch someone else bask in the glory of your achievements. It's not just about the credit, it's about recognition. It's about being seen for the work you've done. When someone takes credit for your efforts, they're essentially erasing your contributions, and that can leave a lasting sting. You might start to feel undervalued and invisible, like your hard work doesn't matter. This kind of behavior isn't just a minor annoyance, it speaks volumes about a person's character. It shows a lack of integrity and a selfish mindset. A true leader, a real friend, recognizes the value of teamwork. They celebrate the collective effort and ensure that everyone involved gets their due recognition. They lift others up instead of stepping on their backs to climb higher. When someone is quick to take credit, they're not just stealing your spotlight, they're showing you that they're willing to sacrifice your dignity for their gain. Now, let's not ignore the psychological toll this can take on you. Constantly watching someone else take credit can erode your confidence. You may start to doubt your own abilities, questioning whether you're as capable as you once thought. That's a slippery slope, my friends. Don't let someone else's insecurity or selfishness dim your light. You've worked hard for your accomplishments, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So how do you handle this situation when it arises? First, don't keep quiet about it. Speak up. If someone is taking credit for your work, it's essential to address it. Approach them directly and express your feelings. Let them know that you notice their behavior and that it diminishes the hard work you've put in. A person who genuinely values you will listen and hopefully make amends. If they brush you off or become defensive, that's a clear indication of their character. And while you're at it, don't forget to advocate for yourself. Ensure that you're documenting your contributions and speaking up in meetings or discussions. If you're in a team setting, make your voice heard. Share your ideas and achievements openly so there's no doubt about who brought what to the table. At the end of the day, surround yourself with people who recognize and appreciate your efforts. You deserve to be in an environment where your contributions are celebrated, not overlooked. Life is too short to allow anyone to take credit for your hard work. Remember, you are the architect of your success. Don't let anyone else rewrite your story. Stand tall in your achievements and be proud of what you've accomplished. You've earned every ounce of recognition, so don't shy away from claiming it. Keep pushing forward and always be the person who lifts others up without needing to steal their spotlight. That's how you build lasting relationships and a reputation that shines bright. Keep grinding, keep thriving, and let your success speak for itself. Let's talk about a type of energy that can drain you faster than anything else, drama. You know the kind, I'm talking about those people who thrive on chaos and conflict. They're the ones who turn every minor issue into a full-blown spectacle, always ready to stir the pot and create tension wherever they go. If you've ever found yourself caught in the whirlwind of their emotional theatrics, you know just how exhausting it can be. When someone only engages in drama, it's like living in a constant state of heightened alert. They feed off the chaos, always looking for the next big blow up. You find yourself walking on eggshells, trying to navigate their mood swings and unpredictable behavior. One moment they're your best friend, and the next they're blowing up over something that seems trivial to everyone else. This back and forth creates an environment filled with anxiety, making it hard to feel at peace. But let's get real about what's driving this need for drama. For some, it's a way to seek attention or validation. They thrive on being the center of attention, even if it means creating chaos to do so. They might not even realize the toll it takes on their relationships. They confuse drama with excitement, but let me tell you, that's a dangerous game. Life isn't a reality show, and relationships shouldn't feel like a constant episode of conflict and chaos. Now, think about the impact this behavior has on you. When you're constantly surrounded by drama, it can lead to emotional exhaustion. You might find yourself feeling drained after interactions, questioning whether it's even worth it to engage with them. You might become so fed up with the endless cycles of conflict that you start to pull away, but then they sense the distance and ramp up the drama even more. It's a vicious cycle that leaves you feeling trapped. And let's not forget the effect drama has on your mental health. When you're caught up in someone else's emotional turmoil, it can create a toxic environment. You might start to feel anxious, overwhelmed, or even depressed. You're investing your energy into someone who thrives on chaos instead of nurturing relationships that lift you up. That's not what true friendships are about. So how do you deal with someone who only engages in drama? First and foremost, set clear boundaries. Don't allow their chaos to dictate your emotional state. When they try to pull you into their drama, calmly but firmly let them know that you're not interested in participating. Make it clear that you value peace and positivity. Next, practice self-care. Surround yourself with people who bring you joy, who uplift you, and who are interested in fostering healthy, constructive relationships. It's about finding that balance where you can thrive without being pulled into someone else's emotional chaos. And remember, it's okay to walk away from relationships that consistently drain you. Life is too short to be caught in a cycle of drama and negativity. Focus on building connections that are rooted in trust, support, and genuine understanding. At the end of the day, you have the power to choose the energy you allow into your life. Don't let someone else's drama overshadow your happiness. Instead, seek out relationships that enrich your soul, that allow you to grow, and that celebrate the beauty of life together. You deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, not those who bring the storm. Stand firm in your peace, and remember that you have every right to create a life filled with positivity and genuine connections. Let's get real about a behavior that can eat away at your confidence and self-worth to people who make you question yourself. You've seen it before: those who cast doubt on your decisions, undermine your successes, or subtly imply that you're not enough. They have a way of creeping into your mind and leaving you second-guessing your abilities, your choices, and even your value as a person. You know that feeling when you accomplish something significant, and instead of feeling celebrated, you hear that voice in the back of your head whispering, "Was that really you? Did you really earn this?" That voice often gets amplified by those around you who thrive on criticism instead of support. It's like they have a sixth sense for finding your insecurities and exploiting them. They may not even realize they're doing it, but their words and actions can cut deep, leaving you feeling confused and uncertain. When someone makes you question yourself, it creates a toxic cycle of self-doubt. You start to internalize their opinions as truths. You may find yourself overanalyzing every little thing: your appearance, your choices, your voice, wondering if you're good enough to stand tall in your own skin. This can lead to a downward spiral where you begin to lose sight of your strengths and capabilities, all because someone else couldn't handle your shine. But let's pause for a moment. Think about the implications of this kind of behavior. When someone constantly questions you, they're not just being critical, they're actively undermining your confidence. They may be projecting their own insecurities onto you, trying to pull you down because they can't stand to see you rise. It's a form of control, and it's crucial to recognize it for what it is. You shouldn't have to bend or shrink to fit someone else's idea of what you should be. So how do you combat this negativity? First, it starts with self-awareness. Recognize when you're feeling that self-doubt creep in and identify where it's coming from. Is it rooted in someone else's words? A harsh comment or an unsolicited opinion? Understanding the source can help you separate their negativity from your reality. Next, build your support system. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who celebrate your successes, and who encourage you to be your authentic self. Seek out relationships where you feel safe to express your thoughts and ambitions without fear of judgment. Those are the connections that will empower you, not hinder you. And don't forget the power of self-affirmation. Remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, and your worth. Write down your achievements, big and small, and refer back to them whenever you start to feel that self-doubt creeping in. Remember, you are capable, you are worthy, and you have every right to pursue your dreams without hesitation. It's also important to set boundaries with those who make you question yourself. If someone consistently puts you down or makes you feel less than, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. You don't have to engage with people who bring toxicity into your life. Prioritize your peace of mind and emotional well-being. At the end of the day, life is too short to let anyone else dictate your self-worth. Don't allow someone's negativity to cloud your vision of who you are. Stand firm in your identity, embrace your uniqueness, and remember that you have the right to take up space in this world. You are powerful, you are deserving, and you don't need anyone's permission to shine. So go out there, own your story, and let your confidence radiate. You have everything it takes to succeed, and no one can take that away from you. In conclusion, remember that life is too short to be caught in relationships that drain you. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, respect you, and genuinely care for you. Recognize these signs, protect your energy, and choose wisely who you allow into your life. You deserve authentic connections that nurture and inspire you. Thank you.